Hello everyone. So today we're not gonna shave. Today I'm gonna address sensitive skins, people with problems with irritation and bumps. Now this question was made by Walter, one of my subscribers. He suffers a lot with irritation, razor bumps, ingrown hairs, and he says he tried everything from different blades, putting less pressure, spending 2 weeks without shaving at all, which I don't advise, but we'll get there. Cold water. He says he tried everything. Now, I'm gonna address what I've done for myself, my skin, and I hope that helps other people as well. But take it with a grain of salt, because skin is very subjective. Certain things that might work for me, they might not work for other types of skin. Now, I don't have an oily skin or a dry skin at all, but I was always prone to bumps all the time. It doesn't matter if I'm shaving or not. And I'm still recovering. I can actually show you, especially around the neck area. I don't know if the camera will be able to show. Now this is about, I have 2 days growth there, around that. I'm not gonna shave today, by the way, but I always get a bit of a few bumps there. Since I started wet shaving, they kind of gone away, then they come back, but it has more to do with what I'm gonna talk about. I don't think, and this is especially for Walter, that has anything to do with actually shaving itself. I think it has to do with the preparation before you shave. That's one of the things that actually helped me a lot. Maybe because when I was doing cartridge razor shaving, and I had so much problem and loads of irritations, ingrowth hair all the time, like during the winter I wouldn't shave at all. I would have a huge beard because I avoided, you guys have no idea, I avoided shaving, like I hated shaving with a vengeance. My wife hated my beard, was always giving out, saying that I should take the beard out and all that stuff. So just for you guys to have an idea, and this video is exactly for people like me. What helped me? I started wet shaving, which helped a lot, especially with the ingrowth hairs and certain bumps, not all of them. Irritation wise, it kind of went away. Every time I shaved, my skin would get completely red. It would take me 2-3 days to recover. It was a nightmare, guys, a nightmare. So I'm gonna talk first preparation wise and how I avoid certain bumps. Like I used to have white bumps that my wife would love to break them, which I don't advise. I don't have them anymore since I started wet shaving. So that helped. But what I used to do, and what I started doing when I started researching to avoid that and so that I could start shaving, was I started doing treatments day and night. When I wake up and before I went to bed. And the treatments I do is just very simple, it's nothing complicated. Just get a good hydration soap that you can use on the face. It can be like, I have one here that I have been using. This is from the Goodfellas Smile, and I love this one. They say it's for hands, but it actually works on my skin as well. But I have others which I actually didn't put here, but I can show you other. Face wash, okay? A normal face wash doesn't need to be this one. I have a boots with, give me a second there guys, I should have had this ready there. I have these boots as well with charcoal and witch hazel and tea tree, which I love. I normally use this in the shower. Now, that's what I do. Morning and before going to bed, wash your face thoroughly. Every single day. These ones, it's because I've been lazy and I haven't been doing that. The other thing, if you're only shaving once a week, I would advise getting a scrub, which I have there as well. I have two. I have this one, scrub, and do it in the middle of your shaving. So if you're doing 1 week, let's suppose you do it on every Saturday. Like Wednesday, do a scrub in the morning, or I would advise more at night before you go to bed, because it gives time during the night for the skin to recover. Just do a proper scrub, and you don't need to do if you shave 2 to 3 days a week, because shaving itself is already scrubbing the skin, so you don't need a scrub if you shave often. If you do just once a week, then get a scrub, a face scrub, and do it in between the shaves. I don't know if I'm explaining that correctly. Now, that would definitely help with lifting the ingrowth hairs, getting away of those white pimples you can get from time to time. And another thing, some people expect in a month to be perfect. No, it takes time, guys. It's not from one day to the other. Like when I started wet shaving, it took me, I would say, about 2-3 months to actually my skin getting proper used to it. And I have a sensitive skin. Some guys can get used to it in like 2-3 weeks, like really fast. Other guys can actually take longer. So take your time, go slow with all the stuff. This is without shaving. That's what I'm advising you to do. Morning treatment in the morning. Wash your face properly, thoroughly, and hydrate. Use any kind of facial cream. During the day, try to get a facial cream that is kind of quick absorbent. And at night, I'd advise a cream more dense, that takes longer to absorb, that will be there on the skin, because during the night, the skin will soak in, and you won't be greasy and all that stuff when you're going to work, so you don't want that during the day. Just do it during the night. So cream. I hated creams when I was younger. Maybe that's one of the reasons I got such a sensitive skin, but that's very important. Get creams that you get used to it. During the day, something that absorbs so that you don't feel greasy and all that stuff. And this is just when you're not shaving. When you're shaving, you have balms. Avoid alcohol if it's that sensitive. This is especially for Walter, the way he was talking. If it's that sensitive, avoid alcohol, right? I avoided alcohol in the beginning. Now my skin is used to the wet shaving and all that stuff, so I love alcohol now. And because I don't have as much ingrowth hairs and as much bumps as I used to, my skin can get used to it. So it took me time. In the beginning, I was using loads of balm before I even tried to put alcohol. So take your time and try things from time to time. See, maybe my skin is getting better. Put a bit of alcohol if you enjoy, you know. Get a bit adventurous from time to time as soon as you start feeling that things are improving. Now, let's get to the shaving itself. Shower if you have time. If you don't have time, get a hot towel. Use a good pre-shave. Now, there's loads of types of pre-shaves, and I have a few here that I can show you. Like you have a hard soap. Depending on which hard soap you're using, you can actually use this just to wash your face before, and then put a bit under the cream, okay? So you can use twice on the pre-shave when it's a hard soap. You have oily ones, which I'm not a fan of, didn't work well for me, but there's some people that do enjoy the oily. So you put a bit of oil, let it soak in a bit, then you put the cream or a soap, or you lather your face. Then you have something like 3P or the Paraso ones, which are more on the creamy side. There's two ways of using them. You can just put it on your face like the oil and let it settle. Or if you have a hot towel, which helps as well to open the pores and get the hair and the skin to relax. This one as well, creamy. Which you can just put on the skin, put the hot towel over it, so that it helps soak in even more before you lather your face. And then I have something like the gel, like the Cella, which is kind of a gel, and you can use this kind of like the oily as well. Before you lather, you put it, let it settle. Always let it settle a bit before you lather, so that the skin gets relaxed and the hairs start coming out properly. Which doesn't work as well with the soap. The soap you kind of have to do a wash, the hard soap you kind of have to do a wash, and then Just apply it before. If it's that sensitive, some people don't need to do that. Some people can just put the pre-shave and you're ready, like you have already a layer of protection there before you lather your face. Now, the shaving itself, soap-wise and creams, nowadays I think we're great in terms of that because we have so much collection of really good creams and really good soaps, hard soaps, soft soaps. You know, there's loads, most of them give you plenty of protection, plenty of sleekness, so just go for whatever you feel like it. Some people, and I have to say that because there's some soaps that are very intense on the scent, which I'm one of the guys that loves intense scents. Some people don't get along with, so if you're one of them, if you start testing and you see that you're still getting there, go for unscented soaps, unscented creams that don't have any extra stuff on them, just have the stuff for the skin, for the protection, okay? Lathering. I advise if you have a lot of bumps, a lot of ingrowth hairs. Now I didn't try badger or horse, so I have to say, but always get a brush. I prefer myself a boar brush for two reasons. In the beginning they're rough, a bit rough, but that actually helps your skin. You know, the opening up the pimples and all that stuff kind of gets loose, the hair comes up. I think they're actually better than, for example, synthetic. And I'm going to show you a cheap synthetic that I have here. Some synthetics are good, not all. But like one like this has almost no backbone. They're too soft on your skin. So, and if they're wet, they're even softer. So they don't lift your hair properly. So I have two here that I actually do enjoy a lot, which is the Frank Shaves one, G5 knot, their new, it's not new, I think it has about 2 years old knot. G5, it's 5th generation, and Trafalgar, I have the T3. Both of them, even though they're soft on the tips, they have a bit of backbone, which actually helps, and you can actually put some strength into your face and helps to lift up. But if I have a lot of bumps, then I would go for a boar, which is harder and it helps to lift all the hairs. Some bumps go away while you're lathering, that's why I always advise, even if it's a sensitive skin, just break them down a bit. As soon as you put water, they become softened, and it helps a lot when you're lathering. Now this is lathering. That's what I found out that is good for my skin. Now when you're shaving, I'm gonna take, actually I'll take the one that I have been showing more on my videos lately, which is the Irritation. Because you have a really sensitive skin, I would advise go with something that doesn't have much of a blade field, that is milder, something like the R89. Sorry guys, when I was doing the editing, I actually noticed that I forgot to address two things. One of them I said in the beginning of the video, the 2-week thing, giving rest. I don't advise giving rest. I advise you to have a consistency in your shaving. So if you want to do 1 week, one shave a week, do always 1 shave a week. If you want to do 2 shaves a week, do always 2 shaves a week. That way your skin will get used to that routine, okay? And that's one of the things that I think Walter was doing wrong, because he was never consistent in how he shaved. So just get consistent with it. Either 1 shave a week, 2 shaves a week, depending on where you work or your needs. Just get into a routine, so that will help your skin get used to that, okay? The other thing I didn't address, I said about the lathering with the boar brush and all that. Some people love bow leather. If you bow leather, still leather for a while on your face. If you're very sensitive, same as Walter, I would actually advise don't use a bowl at all. Just leather with the brush. that will help to relax the skin, bring up the hairs, all that stuff that we talked about with about the brushes. So face lather I would advise for sensitive skins. That definitely will help with opening up all the stuff. So that's it. Back to the normal video. See you guys. We're back here. This is the ones I advise, very sensitive skins, milder. Edwin Jagger, the 89, Mular, the ones I've tried, the Timor, the Giessen, even the Gillette, the new Gillette, although I don't like the handle. I'm forgetting another one here, Fat Tip Gentile, which is a bit more aggressive, but it's still on the milder side. So any milder razor would do. Get a sharper blade. Don't go for duller blades. The way I see it, when it's a dull blade, it's always dragging. If you have a sensitive skin, don't go for a feather straight away because that's too sharp. Now, I've been using Bic lately because they're really sharp and they're really smooth. I don't know if that will work for you, for your skin. It does work perfectly for mine. You have to find a middle ground when you're choosing the blade. It has to be sharp, that's for sure. Mild razor, sharp blade. The reason being is, go light, do one pass shaves, don't try to go for BBS. That's always going to give you irritation if you have that much of a sensitive skin. Just go with growth and that's it. Don't bother if you still feel some growth there. You know, leave it. Your skin has to get used to first. Don't try to go all BBS and all, no. Do with growth, see how you go, then go across. If you're feeling that you're not getting as much bumps, as much ingrowth hairs, then try to do a second pass across. You have to check how your growth goes. So always mark up your face. See, like for example, I'm going to give my example. My growth goes downwards here, but here goes up and down. Chin area for me is very complicated because it goes all over the place, so I have to go up, down and all that stuff. That's another reason why I had so much problems, especially when I was using cartridge razors. This is what I feel you should do when you're shaving. Just do one pass shaves. If you feel like you can go a second time, go across. Never go against the grain. Avoid that. Don't try to go for the BBS, ever. Get used to it first, even if it takes a year. Even if it takes a year. Just do that. Relax, take your time, don't make any pressure at all. By the way, I'm forgetting for me, and I'm gonna show you, for me, anyone with very sensitive skin, I said this because they're the classic ones, okay? But if you have budget for it, get the Hansen, get the mild one. Then I would advise the Feather or the Kai, which are the most, because you have almost no blade feel with this. You barely feel the blade at all with this. So a Hansen with a really sharp. These ones you would have to get a really sharp blade, and just go once, try the second time, exactly the same thing. And I'll bet you won't get as much ingrowth hairs. I'm kind of a fanboy of this, but that's me. Post shave. I didn't put anything here. No, there you go. Yeah. Post shave. One of the main things that helped me a lot, and that I found out with wet shaving, which I didn't know before at all, is this alum. The alum stick for me made wonders. Even though some people hate the stinginess of it, for my skin it has been the best thing ever. Ever. As soon as I shave, I'll put some alum, I'll put the cold water, put the alum there. Sometimes you have a lot of feedback, sometimes it stings like hell, looks like alcohol that you're putting in. But no, don't worry with it. leave it, let it dry a bit, not too much so that it doesn't get that hard, but let it dry, let it soak in, then put some water, and when you're taking it off, when you're gonna, taking a towel there, when you're drying it up, never scrub, ever. Just pat it, leave it still kind of moist, and put a balm. Don't get any alcohol, any balm will do, put a balm. If you're feeling that after, I would say, 2 to 3 hours, your skin is still kind of irritated, get a cream, one of the creams that you use during the day, and put over it. That's it. If you like perfume, if you like EDTs and stuff like that, don't put it on your face. You can always put it here, under the collar, arms, even on your head, and you still have the smell on you. You don't need to go on your neck or your face to have a scent of the EDT or the cologne. I think I covered most stuff. Oh, another thing, which in the beginning for me was hard, every time I shaved and I wanted to do the treatment at night, I would kind of go, ooh, hold on, no. If you have a good soap, that goes away, straight away. Cold water, wash your face. I would use sometimes warm water during the winter, especially on the top. I wouldn't use, when I shaved, warm water at all. I always would use, when I'm doing the treatment before I go to bed, I would use always cold water on the areas I shaved and warm water on the rest of my face. Wash thoroughly with some soap, rinse it, cream afterwards, and relax. That's my advice for very sensitive skins. That's what worked for me. Walter, I hope I addressed everything. If you still have any doubts, if you still want some advice, don't be shy, just contact me. You can find me on Instagram. I would say Instagram might be easier for you. Just find me there, send me a DM, whatever. If you need any help, just contact me and I'll give my advice, what I found out that it worked for me. Hopefully it will work for you. Hopefully your skin will be able to handle. If not, I can try to find out other ways of shaving. Oh, I forgot one thing actually. You said about the cold water. I tried cold water, didn't work for me. Okay, that's me. One thing I tried that actually worked really nice, but I rarely do it, is warm water, warm lather, and then rinse the razor on cold water. That worked perfect, I have to say. Was really, really good. But cold water, no. I don't like it. It's not that it gave me irritation at all, it's just that I didn't feel comfortable with the cold water. Maybe because I'm living in Ireland, it's always cold. That might have something to do with it. If I was back in Portugal, where it's always warm, might have been actually perfect. But that's for me. If you're in a warm weather country, you can do it with cold water. Just, I always think that the pre and what you do when you're not shaving is way more important for your shave itself. Don't go to Carjet razors at all. No, no. Keep with a classic. You want to go more modern, a Hansen. I heard of other razors that are really good for sensitive, but I didn't try it, so I can't talk about them, like the Leaf. I heard it's really good as well. And I want to see if I can get it, but that will be in another video. That's it for me. I think now I covered everything. I hope this was helpful for anyone that has sensitive skin. And Walter, hope this was helpful for you. If you need anything else, just contact me on Instagram, send me a DM, and I'll talk with you. Okay? Bye-bye, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Actually, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to put a like on it. Bye.